Hi, I'm Jeet and I'm an Academy consultant at Ten10. So the transition into the Academy felt quite smooth. I think because the training set us up with a good foundation of a bit of everything really. So even though we weren't experts in all these different areas, when we went into the client site and worked on the different projects and using different softwares, it felt like we already knew a little bit to begin with. And then from there, we kind of just grew our knowledge anyway. So I'd say it was a really smooth process and transition. So I've worked in the retail industry with my client at the minute. We currently work in a team that are called automation enablers. So we're basically going from team to team, helping them automate their regression packs to save some time. So in my opinion, a little bit of everything was useful. The most useful was actually learning about the methodologies like waterfall, agile. I'd say these were good because you'd find when you go to the client site that teams work in different ways within the business. So there's been times we've encountered teams that are working in a waterfall methodology and we've had to integrate our agile methodologies or ways of working within the team. So it's just kind of understanding both sides of the argument there. So kind of integrating the teams, it was a lot easier because we knew how both ways of working operate. I'd also say the stuff with GitLab, GitHub, all that was really good as well. I think I hit the ground running when we started the project. So I already knew quite a bit about that. So I'd say those two bits are the most important for my project. So I'd say a normal working day would be just log on in the morning, check the pipeline results from the night before. So the pipeline runs every night at 5 o'clock, which is just going through every single automated test that we have in the regression pack. So check the results, make sure they're all run fine. If there's any failures, kind of make sure that they haven't left the environment in an unstable state. So we're working in SAP at the minute, so if anything fails, go into SAP and make sure it's all good in there. So that's the morning, like the first bit of the morning. Then we have stand up, where we just talk about what we're going to do for the day, what we did yesterday, what we're going to do today, any blockers that we may have. And I think these stand-ups are quite good. I think they're a bit underappreciated by some people, but I think they're brilliant because you get an idea of what the rest of your team is doing as well. So I really love seeing or hearing about what the plan is for the day. And after that, you just kind of crack on with developing. So we're developing scripts for regression packs for the various teams that we're working with to enable them to automate. And then that's it really. And then sometimes we don't all have the odd code review. We're ready to merge into Git, and for the code reviews, it's not a typical code review. So rather than merging it onto Git and then the approver approving the request, we'd actually get on a call and we'd go through all the changes we've made. So those aren't stereotypical code reviews, but that would, I'd say, is my day to day. Yeah, so on my client side, they definitely have changed. So when I first joined the client, we didn't have the go-ahead to use the software that we're using to automate. So the software was UiPath. And for the first few months, we actually had to do a proof of concept with the tech board, and we had multiple meetings and trying to justify why this product is the right one and the most cost effective and the one that will save us the most time. So that was the first few months of my time on client side. After that, we started to work in the fintech sector of the business, where we kind of just scoped out, along with the fintech team, the regression tests that would be most useful and valuable for them, with the ones with a higher priority. So we did that, and that was, I'd say, a year into the client side. And then since then, since we've automated a few fintech regression packs, we've actually moved on to training now. So there's 3 people on my team who do the development with UiPath, and we each have a different area to work on. So at the minute, I'm working on distribution. So my job role at the minute is actually training the distribution team in UiPath. So what that would look like is have a one-to-one session with them, and then they'd run the session, and they'd ask me if they have any questions or any queries, and I'd just help them with it. But most of the time, I'd kind of just sit back and watch them and almost like kind of mentor them and tell them if they're going wrong anyway. So that's my current job role. So yeah, I'd say, yeah, the roles and responsibilities have definitely shifted. So technology that we're using, like software, UiPath, that's a day-to-day tool that we're using to automate our tests. Visual Studio Code, so we primarily use this to resolve any merge conflicts that we may have when it comes to merging. We use Git Bash. Git Bash is just kind of, we use it in case we accidentally make changes on the wrong branch and we don't want to commit onto that branch. So we don't use that too much, but we do use that from time to time. Stuff like Jira, we use Jira almost on a daily basis for the stand-ups, obviously. Methodologies wise, yeah, we're working in an agile team, so we kind of work not in sprints, I'd say, but we work quarterly, so we know exactly what's assigned for the quarter and the stuff we need to get done. So yeah, I'd say that those are the most important things in the day-to-day. So my client's been great with supporting my development. We have bi-weekly one-to-ones with my line manager. In these are really good as well, because not only can I just talk about any questions or any blockers I may be facing, but I can also talk about what is next for me in my self-development. And we can set targets in these bi-weeklies, which is really good. It gives you really good visibility of where to go next. We also have stuff like learning afternoons every last Friday of the month. These are really good because you can just spend the entire afternoon doing whatever you want. It could be a certification or just learning a new coding language or just training to be a BA or just something that you want to learn or develop your skill set on. So that's really good and useful. We also have these Slack channels where they post codes and you have to crack the code and stuff. So they give you a problem, and so this could be in TypeScript, JavaScript, and it was really good because they've started doing that for the past few months now, and they started at level 1, and then every week they post another level, and they progressively get harder. So it is quite a good culture in a way. Everyone's learning together, which is really good. So everyone kind of move forward together. So yeah, I think it's good. So yeah, recently I've been offered a permanent contract with the client, which is amazing and really exciting for me. Obviously, it's really sad to be leaving 1010 because it's such an incredible company, and honestly, the culture is amazing and you make so many friends. So it's really sad to be leaving. But at the same time, it shows that the training that I've received from 1010, the client definitely sees the value in that training and deems it enough for me to actually be onboarded permanently. And yeah, it just shows like the quality of training as well at 1010, because for me, I came from a non-tech background. So yeah, just the training that took literally only 3 months has taken me this far in my career already. So I'm really excited about the next chapter. So I'd say if you're looking to get into the tech industry, I think 1010 is definitely the best way to do so. The clientele they have is incredible. The training they provide you with is also great. They give you all the core knowledge that you need, like the foundations to build your career in any area of tech. So I think if you don't come from a tech background especially, and you're contemplating, how do I get into tech, definitely say 1010 is your best way forward.